and we'll see if anybody else pops on. Otherwise, we are going to get going because we are here, and I'm not sure who else, if any was going to come on. I know Kathy had said she was not feeling good and potentially thought she was getting strep. So anyways.
Stay away from us.
Pardon?
Stay away from us.
Yeah. That is for sure. We want no part of that. I can't get sick. I'm leaving Friday for 10 days with my little babies, and Henry's all excited. He FaceTimed me a little bit ago. So let's know if we're bringing him eggs.
Oh, that's what he's excited about. You're bringing him food.
Yeah, he said eggs. I said, yeah, how many eggs do we bring you? 1. Kelly's like,
what?
How about, Kelly's like, do you want them to bring you more? Like maybe 12? He goes, 12? I go, I could. He goes, yes. So, be good. And Kim is all excited. Ella slept 6.5 hours last night.
So the new medicine must be kicking in.
I don't know if the new medicine, she said she pooped yesterday, so I don't know if that was
the big difference. So probably it's all digestion.
We're now on prune juice every day, so hopefully that gets her a little more going. So anyways, all right, so tonight it is all about objections. So you've kind of done that little coffee time or a 3-way, either with Kayla or myself. And, she's giving you, I'm, more than a 5 out of a 0 to 10 scale that I, am interested in becoming a consultant. And then all of a sudden you get the buts. The great news is, right, there's only 7 that we have to get good at, right? There's only really 7 consistent objections. So we're going to do role playing with us, all right? Because I think there's nothing better than role playing through each one of these to get, to get used to doing them. So what are the, so first of all is we don't want to get defensive, right? When we're saying back, and we really don't want to be in a convincing. We don't want to go, oh, no, you're going to be fine. I mean, we want to really make them feel like we're hearing them. And that's what comes with that feel, felt, found scenario, correct? So let's start with, and who wants to be the person that's thinking of becoming a consultant, and who wants to be the consultant that or the sponsor? What would you like to be? And we can change all of these up between the 3 of us.
I'll be the one interested.
Okay, so Bonnie's going to be interested. Kayla, you want to be the sponsor, or should I be the sponsor with this first one?
Why don't you be the sponsor on this first one? Okay,
so I'll be the first one. And Bonnie, you're going to say, yes. You're going to be the I'm not a salesperson person, okay?
Okay.
So Bonnie, on a scale of 1 to 10, what number would you give it that you think you would like to become a consultant?
I'm about a 5.
Okay, so is there something I haven't explained, or is there a little hesitation, something you're a little concerned about that I can help answer for you?
I'm really hesitant because I am certainly not a salesperson.
Oh, Bonnie, I am so excited to hear that you say that. That is what we really here at LeBri really don't want, salespeople. But what we do want, and I know I'm going to tell you, I felt the same way when I was first thinking about it coming, because I didn't have sales experience, and that kind of frightened me. But what I really, found was that what we're really doing is sharing. We're sharing information. We're sharing our love about these products. And I think that's what I'm more looking at, somebody that's really passionate and exciting about sharing products and helping others to, get better skin, or just, having fun out there. How does that sound like to you?
Well, that does sound a little bit better, because I can't push my friends or anything. And
yeah,
I do love the products, and I've told them about it. So some of them are interested in learning.
Good. And you don't want to, I mean, and I'm sure you're not going to, but we don't want to, feel like we're being desperate and trying to push. We want to come and educate, and share the products, put it on their skin, see what they're saying and what they're feeling to what they think about the products, and then ultimately let them make the decision if what they feel is right for them or not.
Okay.
And to be honest, your friends are going to really respect you if they realize you're not going to be that, person that they get the call. They're like, oh my God, here comes Bonnie. She's going to be calling. She needs to sell something, versus here's Bonnie that she's got these amazing products, and they're going to want to share it with their friends because they're going to see you not as a salesperson, but somebody that's really there to help them.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay. Good. All right. So, Kayla, Bonnie, questions on how I kind of approach that?
No, I do
like it.
how you say we're sharing and teaching, like we're not selling. We are actually just sharing our love for the products. The products sell themselves. We're just educating people is all we're really doing. But sometimes when I say something like that, like, oh, we're just educating,
okay,
now I'm getting, well, I don't know all that stuff. And then that's when I say, oh, don't worry, we have show cards that walk through everything.
Yeah, all the information you're going to need is on them. Perfect. Yeah. I think that's a great. Bonnie, you have any questions or comments on the I'm not a salesperson one?
No, I totally agree with that because I wasn't a salesperson when I signed up, so I totally get that.
For both of you, is the salesperson one a little bit one of more of the easier ones for you to come back with what you're going to say to them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is I'm too busy or I don't have enough time, which, same kind of thing. Who wants to do what?
I'll be the person who's got too much to do.
I don't know how that could happen in your life. Okay, Bonnie, do you want to be the sponsor or you want me to do the sponsor again?
You do the sponsoring part.
Okay, all right, so we'll do the same. So obviously we've done the same thing. A scale of 1 to 10. She gave me the mid-range, and her hesitation was, So what is it that you'll say? So you're thinking of joining? Not joining. I shouldn't say that. Becoming a consultant. But what's your hesitation?
Well, I think my hesitation, I'm worried that I'm not going to have enough time to be successful at it. And if I'm going to do this, I really want to be successful and make time for it. My daughter has a lot. Oh, geez, sorry. My daughter has a lot of therapy appointments and doctor appointments, and I just don't think I have the time to do it.
Okay. So, Kayla, let me ask you this. So how many hours a week, so that say if you decided to become a LeBri consultant, how much time do you think you would have if it's meant like maybe, taking a few minutes during their nap time, or maybe sometime after they went to bed, or maybe skipping one program at night? How much time do you think you could find in a week if you to do LeBri?
I think it would vary, but maybe, I don't know, at least 3 hours for sure.
Okay. Do you know 3 hours is a lot of time with working a LeBri skincare business?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if you did 3 hours a week, you probably still could make $400 or $500 or more in a month.
So that would be enough to do maybe one show a week?
One show a week. It could be a one in-home show. It could be a Facebook show. And the great news is too, like when you're doing customer follow-ups, you can find 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be all at once. So, if you've got a 5 or 10 minute break, or, while your daughter, maybe you're sitting, your daughter's at an appointment and you're sitting waiting, you can make a few calls while you're sitting in the chair waiting for the doctor. You can make a call in the car. You can call a customer while you're driving to the doctor appointment.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose you're right about that.
And let's be honest. We all have time in our lives that we all, we are very busy people these days, but we all can find some little 5, 10, 15-minute little block of time if it's something that's really a priority to us.
Well, and it
whether,
would be
whether it's your business or it's watching a TV show or writing a book to your kids or singing a song, you're going to find time for that.
yeah, and I think that makes me feel better knowing that I can spread out the time
Yeah.
a little bit, and that I don't have to do like all my customer follow-up at one time. And I like that it's okay to only do one party a week if that's all I can do. I didn't realize that you could still be that successful with just one party a week.
And the great news is, when you get to choose when you want to work, remember that, so say, this coming weekend, you have a birthday party with one of your children on Saturday and you have some family event on Sunday and somebody says, hey, Kayla, I'd like to, have you come do an in-home demonstration. You now tell them I'm available here and here. You get to choose versus if you're working a part-time job, you don't have a choice on when you're working. You get to choose when you're going to spend your time and people are going to work around your schedule.
Ooh, I like that.
Awesome. Yeah, and the other huge thing for me that I think is so great about, especially with LeBri, think about this. LeBri ships direct to all of our customers, so you're not going to have to be that person that's going to have to go drive and deliver all your products. That's a huge time saver.
That was one of the reasons why I wanted to join, is because I saw that you did not have to keep inventory or have to distribute product. Like that was one of the big selling points for me.
Excellent. So those are the things I personally kind of touch on is, asking them how much time they have, because I think most people think that if they're going to do this, they've got to find 10, 15 hours a week. And that's just not a reality. We need to fill them with 3 hours. 3 hours can get them successful.
And I'll be honest, I don't know. I don't really get a lot of people who would say that I don't have a lot of time to really, which is shocking because I think that would be probably one of the top ones for everybody else. But I don't think I've ever asked that question to them. So that was good, because I don't think I've ever asked. I've just said, well, you don't, if you can just find a little time, I don't ask them. I just tell them like even 1 to 2 hours a week, which I like that you're asking them how much they can dedicate to it.
And if you ask them, because some people are going to, you said 3. I have found when I ask that question, someone comes back, well, I probably could find 6 or 10 hours a week. And they're thinking 6 or 10 hours a week is not enough. And I'm like, if you could find 6 to 10 hours a week, you're probably going to be making more than $1,000 in a month, and they're jobs. So,
and not only that, I mean, you're not going to talk about it, but in the long run, they're going to promote very quickly.
Right. Yeah. But the bottom line is I like asking when someone tells me they don't have enough time. I like asking how much time they feel they could devote to a week. So
nice.
I like that.
Okay, good. Let's talk about I don't have the money to buy the kit.
Yes, please.
Oh. So I want to be the sponsor on this because I found this really great line, and I want you guys to learn this one. Okay, so
I'll be there.
I'm not going to be the sponsor of the next one. So who wants to be the
broke
consultant? Huh? Bonnie, you're going to be it?
I'll be the broke one.
Okay, you're going to be the broke one. Okay, so Bonnie, here's what I would come back with. She says, oh, I just don't have the money to buy the kit. So if money wasn't an issue, would you want to jump in and build a business that could help you travel to all the places you want to travel, whatever her why is?
Well, of course.
Okay, so Bonnie, I don't want to ever have to hear you say, I don't have the money ever again. Did you guys ever pick that one up from Gina?
I
Wait, run
tried
that.
that, but I
Say
haven't
that
heard it
again.
come up like 7 times.
Gina, I've heard Gina say this a couple times in different things. When someone says, I don't have the money, I mean, first of all, you want to know if money's if that's why I said, if money wasn't an issue, would you jump in right now? And she said, yes. So if you know money is the only thing that's stopping her in her way, I love Gina's line when she said, I don't want to ever have to hear you say those words again. This is why LeBri really is something that is a great fit for you.
I like that. But what if how do they, like, if their funds are still not available?
So that's the next steps. And so she said yes. So then it's like, okay, so now we're going to look at ways for her to obviously start. So the first one is, does she have a credit card that she could put it on? And you could obviously, if she says yes, but I'm concerned about having the money to pay for it when it comes, you could find out when her billing cycle is. You could say, okay, let's buy, if say her billing cycle is on the 26th of the month, you literally then could purchase her kit on the 27th, which would really give her, another almost 45 to 60 days to get the money, which definitely she's going to do. You could definitely go with, about buying the kit, at her debut show, because again, she's going to have sales instantaneously. That money is going to be deposited the following week. You could go, so you could do that. You could definitely ask her if there's a family member that she could maybe borrow the money from for a few weeks till her commission check comes in. You could do the garage sale, yard sale. You could do a couple of those. I don't know why LeBri has that on their sheet, because that would have been an option. But I usually do the, where's your credit card? Can you borrow? Or let's buy your showcase the night of your show because your commission is going to be deposited the next week. And let's get those few debut shows on your calendar.
Have you ever done a debut show? And then, like, if they say, well, can we do my show and see how it goes?
Yep.
And if they don't have the money right there, would you give them their commission back, what they would have earned when you get paid to put towards their kit?
I personally have never done that. I guess I've gone a different direction, which I wouldn't recommend on the norm of doing. But
so, like, if we did a show, and it was like a $700 show, so that's, $140.
Okay.
And the kit is $135, and we say, well, with tax and shipping, yeah, I could swing the extra little bit that I'd have to put towards that. But I don't have the money. I don't have the card or the money to put it on right now. Stop. So she doesn't have so she had a $700 show, which meant she's going to get $140 in commission the following week. So, but she doesn't have a credit card. She has the credit card, but let's say it doesn't have enough money. Like she's got too much credit on it or whatever.
Okay.
She doesn't have enough.
She's maxed out.
She's maxed out, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what she's going to be making because it's 20% commission.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, would you ever, if that was the option, because they didn't have any other way to do it, maybe, I guess hold a GoFundMe page or something. They don't have a way to get the funds. I just want to know if that was an option, like, okay, well, you just had a $700 show. I will process it in mine, and then when I get paid on Friday, we can take that $140 that you were going to get paid, and then you'll just owe me the difference or whatever to get started, and then we'll transfer all of those customers over to you from the party.
I mean, I would say you certainly, if that's something you wanted to do, I would say yes, you certainly could do that.
It's not like you're giving your commission away if she truly wants to join, but she has no way to start.
Right. I guess I think you definitely could do that. I mean, I think say that definitely is an option. I mean, the question is going to be then, obviously she had a huge show. You just got to make sure she's going to, have another great couple big, strong debut shows after that. And obviously whatever bookings you got at that show would be hers.
Right.
So, to get her going and started, yes. I mean, you definitely could do that.
Okay.
Let's say she has her party and there's nobody there or buying.
Okay. Yeah, so now she's had a party. So she had like 5 or 8 people there and nobody decided to buy.
Right.
Then we didn't do something right.
Yeah, so then it's going to be let's say she already had a party already done that, so.
Did she already buy her kit?
Yes. Let's say she already bought her kit.
She bought her kit. You came to do her debut and nobody bought.
Right.
Okay,
and
so then I guess, yes, then I would definitely go back. I mean, I would definitely, try to figure out what was she telling these people, because now I'm going to kind of think that she had told them, hey, just come, it's just going to be, an experience for me to learn how to do this, not where they're thinking they're coming, I'm saying. I guess I would be concerned what she was saying when she was inviting the people, that I would definitely work on, better verbiage for her to say when she's inviting people.
Okay. And what happens if she's panicking that she doesn't have the money now to pay for the kit?
Well, I definitely would hope, then I would definitely encourage, first of all, we should be encouraging somebody to have ideally 3 debut shows, but at least 2. And I try to have them encourage them within a matter of days of each other, so that way when you're calling Susie, hey, I'm having a demo on Tuesday night at 7. I'm having one Thursday at 11 morning, and I'm having one Saturday at 9 a.m. Which one can you come to? So I'm trying to get, them pretty much in a week's time so that I'm plugging them in. So hopefully the other 2 that she's got, we really work strongly on, I guess I've never done a show that somebody hasn't bought anything.
Well, I'm not saying that I have either, but I'm just saying that.
Right.
It's a possibility.
Yes.
I mean, we're telling them, don't worry, we're going to help you earn this money back. And if they don't, then they're going to be like, well, you said you were going to help me.
Yeah. And then that's where I'm going to go back to, then I would say after the show, okay, let's go back. So the people that are coming on Thursday, let's kind of role play talking through, I want you to call them again, just to, remind them, or you can say, hey, I'm going to the store to buy food. I'm just curious if you're bringing a friend, kind of really help solidify the hostess coaching with her to make sure of what she's saying to people and having them excited about wanting to come.
Okay. I'm just being the devil's advocate.
No, that's what we're here for. And that's what we're here for, is to kind of talk through them. Definitely, I would definitely try to see if somebody doesn't have to ask, is there somebody you could borrow the money from, for a couple weeks or something.
I know that Melinda, when she started, it was very off to a slow start. And now she's just rocking.
Yeah.
She was very nervous, and it was like 5 days in, and I'm like, we have a lot of time.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, orders just started coming in the more she started talking about it and sharing her excitement and just asking, and then she did like a couple in-home shows at her house, debuts.
Yep.
Within the because I did the first one for her Facebook party, so she never even seen an in-home show.
Right.
She just kind of went based off of the little one-on-one I did with her at a campground outside of her parents' camper in lawn chairs.
Yeah.
So wouldn't really consider that proper training.
Right.
And Yeah, I mean, she was nervous at first, and I said, you know what, worst case scenario is we contact LeBri and we just tell him it's not going to work out for you.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
if you're not willing to ask your friends, or if you don't feel comfortable asking them to come over so you can help share some exciting things that you have going on in your life, then it's not, I mean, you shouldn't be afraid to ask your friends to come over and try something you're excited about. You're not selling them anything. You're just sharing your love for a product.
You know, and I tell people
Right.
too, it's no different than sharing, hey, here's my favorite restaurant, or here's my favorite, you know, nail salon. I mean, it's kind of the same way. You kind of, I always say to people, you know, if your friend had a favorite restaurant and a great dish, wouldn't you want her to tell you about it? It's the same thing with being a LeBri consultant. You know, you are excited about these products. Your friends are going to want to hear about it because they obviously don't know about it. And the only way they're going to know about it and see if the products are a great fit is for you to share the information and let them decide if it's right or not.
Okay.
You know, and also make sure that we're teaching not to prejudge people when inviting as well. So I will tell you, I have had, and I don't recommend this, but I have had where I had somebody that didn't have didn't have the money. They had maxed their credit card out. And I mean, and this is a way off and I wouldn't recommend, but she actually wrote me a check when she was joining and dated it out farther. And I initially put it on my credit card, and then after she joined, like the next day, we called LeBri and then had them switch it to her credit card for the processing, you know, for the monthly fee later on. And then when like the week later, you know, I cashed her check and it was fine. So that is an outside last resort, one I wouldn't necessarily ever really recommend unless you really are confident and know this person enough that you trust that this check is good. So, all right. So let's go about, I want to think about it. Who wants to be the consultant looking at it, and who wants to be the sponsor between you guys? Or
I'll be the sponsor.
Huh?
I'll be the sponsor.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
no, I'll be the consultant, whatever. I haven't been that yet. I'll be the consultant.
Okay, Bonnie, you want to do the sponsor?
Sure.
Okay. So the topic is let me think about it.
So, Bonnie, I know you want to think about it. I just wanted to check in and see where you're at. Are you still at the 5 or 6 that you were at last week when we talked?
Yeah.
And what is it that you're
really thought too much. I really haven't thought too much more about it. I'm sorry. Things have been coming up and I haven't had time.
Oh, I completely understand that. Life is just crazy these days. So what is it that you're thinking about? Like, what is your hesitation or concern?
I have so many. Like, am I going to know enough people? Am I going to be able to make money at this? Am I, I mean, there's questions. But I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, though.
Okay, and I completely understand that. I would, it is a huge decision to make, but at the same time, what's great about LeBri is we don't have a contract. So it's not like you are locked in once you become a consultant for a year. If it doesn't work out, it's okay. I think we all know more people than we are expecting, and I'll be happy to touch on that a little later and work with you on that. And you can, depending on how much money you're looking to make, is, depending on how hard you're going to work your business. If you're working at, 1 to 3 hours a week, you're probably going to make about $250 to $500 a month. Would that satisfy your money goals that you're looking at?
Yeah, I think I'm more hesitant about having my husband on board.
Oh, I understand that. And it's very important. Obviously, we we discuss every major purchase, and this is a major life-changing purchase because you're not only getting, a great income coming in, but you're going to get a lot of new lady friends and friendships from it too. So that's going to take away some time from your hubby. I would love to sit down with both of you and chat with you and just get his concerns on it, and get, your fears and let them melt away and talk to you more. I would even love to even do a 3-way chat with another consultant who is a good friend of mine who's been in it with a little longer. We could do a 3-way chat with you and your husband and myself and her, if that would work for you.
Yeah, that probably would.
Okay, is there a night that works best for you this week? I have Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me talk with my friend and make sure that 7:30 is still a good time. If it is, will that time work for you?
Sure.
Great. Then I will talk to you then. And in between now and then, make sure to write down all of those questions that you're thinking about so we can touch on those and we can get those answered for you on Thursday.
Okay. Thanks, Kayla.
You're welcome. I can't wait to talk to you in a couple days.
Me too. I'm getting more excited now. I'm glad you called.
Awesome. We'll talk soon.
Okay.
Okay, so here's my feedback. So first of all, A+ Kayla on setting a time. I think one of the things that most of us probably, and I'm just going to say for me, what I think I'm really starting to learn as the more I get into this is realizing if somebody is a little bit hesitant, find out what it is addressed. But like in this case, it's her husband. So that one you kind of do setting that appointment, typically 2-3 days at the max. You want to get that appointment and setting something right in the thing. So I love, the fact that you offered the 3-way call with another consultant. That is another really great positive thing you did, Kayla, as well as I really liked that you encouraged her to write down what questions she has so that when you do the talk on that Thursday night, we can go through each one of those individually and kind of talk back through with those and then see where she's at. So those are really strong points. The one thing I would have, if I heard Bonnie say in the beginning that, Kayla, I would say you skipped over was the fact that she said, I don't know enough people. That was her first hesitation when she's like.
We would talk more about that. Like, I think we all know more people than we tend to think we do. So not to worry about that I would walk her through getting her.
Yeah, so I think that's a big thing is to try to, and that's obviously one of the things that's on the sheets is I don't know enough people. But and so I think really, really great on the things you stepped through with her.
I think, okay, so for the ones that have the objection, I don't know enough people.
Okay, so
and then
let's talk about that.
A little bit. I get a lot of people who say, well, I guess I do know a lot of people. I just don't think I'd want them in my house.
Okay.
And I say, well, that's okay. Then why don't we do it at if it's summer, I say, why don't we just do it at a nice park?
Yep.
Why don't we just do it at a coffee shop?
Yep.
Well, I don't know, I don't know if it's more that they really just don't even want to interact with them more than they do on Facebook. But that's where I get hung up the most is even when I offer okay, so you don't want them at your house. Well, then why don't we just do a Facebook party and invite them to there?
Okay.
And then you can, talk to them through the power of Facebook or, wherever, coffee shop, anywhere that's going to be free of charge. I don't want you renting a room to do a party just because you don't want a few people there.
Yeah.
But then they're like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just that hesitation of I don't really know them that well, so why would I invite them anyway?
Okay.
Or, I don't know how to go into, so what's your hesitation? I don't know how to say to them, okay, so if you don't want them at your home and you don't want to go to, a party to do it.
Saying she doesn't want to do a party.
Yeah.
Well, then I would step her way back and say, okay, let's really look at, are there 5 people that you would be comfortable with on the first event, or gathering or whatever debut show, where I'm going to come and do it and you're just going to watch to train? Are there 5 people you would be comfortable, or 5 or 6 people you would be comfortable with, doing that with?
That I say.
She might be going, I don't know enough people. And she's thinking, okay, in her head, maybe I know 50 people, but of those 50 people, I don't want all those 50 people in my house, or I know some of them, but not. And I want to try to get her way back into, hey, are there 5, 6, 8 people? Maybe, how about like is there somebody, are you friends with somebody at work? Maybe ours a neighbor, maybe your sister, your mom, your best friend. How about we start with just a few of those people?
And that I say.
Okay.
But it's even like, and they'll be like, oh, I only need like 5 or 10 people. Well, I got that. That's fine. And then it's like, okay. And then I go back to those acquaintances, let's say, like that they originally listed that they don't want at their house. And then when I say, well, we could at least just do a Facebook party and you could invite them in there. And then they're still hesitant, like they don't want to bother an acquaintance. Okay. So I guess like getting past that initial fear of sharing with people you don't really know that well, when they already have that hesitation, I don't want to be a salesperson.
And I think it's coming back to, that is why I would really suggest in the beginning starting out with the people that you do know a little better, that you're more comfortable, so that that the girl you've been working with, your neighbor, or maybe your daughter's mom, depending upon her age, helping to walk through a couple, maybe those closer acquaintances that she would feel comfortable with. I would definitely say that's why I kind of like to start with the people, so that it's a little more comfortable with people you're a little better friends with or know better.
Because I'm actually having this issue right now. Okay. I have a lady who we've been talking since she went to my Facebook Live opportunity thing. And her first hesitation was that she didn't know if they'd have the money because they're redoing their bathroom. Okay. Well, they finally got the invoice for their bathroom, and yes, she can do it, but she doesn't really want to do parties all the time, and she's got high anxiety. And I said, well, she's like, if I want to do it, could I just do it a party with just my close friends and family first? And I said, absolutely. Okay. So the other day she posted that she got her nails done. And I said, she goes, oh, I wish I could do this more often. I just love how pretty my nails are. And I just said, with that little bit of extra money, you could have your nails done and still go out on a date night once a month with your hubby that you pay for. Right. And she was like, that's all I want. That's for right now. That's all she wants is like an extra $100 to $200 a month. And I told her that's completely fine. But her biggest fear and hesitation keeps coming back to, I just don't know if I know enough people. And then I even said, I'm like, I am friends with you on Facebook and you have 693 friends on Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't we just do a Facebook party after we do your in-home debut? Right. And the people that
first 30 of those closest ones on Facebook.
Yeah, and then just do the next, that's what I told her. I'm like, and then we'll just do the next closest acquaintances that you maybe comment frequently on, family pictures or whatever. But I can still hear in her voice that there is still a little hesitation, and I don't want to push it too far. So I just didn't know, is there any good verbiage to kind of calm those, you're going to get, don't worry, just by sharing with your friends and family, and word of mouth, you're going to meet new people.
Maybe this one, Mike, because the one I wrote down from the book that I kind of had recently been reading says, it says, I don't know enough of people. And then the question came back was, how many people do you think you know? And then if she says, maybe 50, 60, whatever, and then you can say, you could help her jog her money. Okay, how about, you could, friends things. And then one of the things that says here is, one of the things I love about this business is that you don't have to know a lot of people. Plus, this business is a great way for you to meet new people. And we're going to teach you how to do that. So you really just need a few people to get you started. Make sure, remember, don't prejudge, since you don't know what somebody's really looking for. So out of your close friends, you may think, okay, say Susie's remodeling and, whatever the reasons are that you think they may not have money. We have to remember not to prejudge. She may be the great next hostess. She may be the person that joins that person's team. So by prejudging is harmful. And I think that's the important thing, is we need to, if someone's got, I don't know enough people, or I'm hesitant to ask, I think it's got to come back to, remind them, hey, just don't prejudge. If nothing else, have them come. It will be great training for you to get comfortable with, how to teach and, and show the products. And, maybe she might be the person that wants to host a show. Maybe she's the person that likes to, and so we need those kind of people just as much. So I think trying to scale them back, and we just need a few people to start, could you find.
Well, how many friends does she have on the Frankie list? Did she fill out her Frankie list?
Well, we haven't gotten that far yet. We're still very much in she just sent me a message, like, after I made that comment about the nails thing.
Yeah.
She just got back to me and said, I'm still on the fence, but I think I'm going to do it now that the money question has gone away, and now that you have told me I don't have to invite everybody or whatever.
The other thing too, you could say, and I do this if I find that they're concerned about that, is, you know what? How about this? Let's schedule your debut shows, your 2-3 debut shows so that you can call people and plug them in. But, how about let's just have you try it for 6 months, and let's reevaluate it after 6 months. If it's not going where you want, then, the great news is we have no contracts. You can stop being a consultant and you'll revert to me as a customer. If you're loving it at 6 months, fantastic. Because sometimes I feel that people feel they have to know a lot of people. And if I'm saying I'm doing this, I'm tied forever. It's a huge commitment on some people. And I find sometimes just pulling back and saying, how about let's just try it for 6 months or 3 months, whatever you want to try to do on a scale, and pull them back on a smaller scale. And then we can evaluate it after that.
And I might just send her that. Like, I think that's great that you're going to go ahead and do this because you want pretty nails and a date night once a month with your husband. Just to calm those nerves a little more, let's just, try it for 3 months, see how it works.
Yeah.
Because once she buys her kit, we're going to go through the quick start program once she's officially there. So you want to make sure she's at least trying to get through her quick start.
Yeah.
And going from there. But
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That was just my biggest thing, is I couldn't get her over the hump. And I still ended up kind of in a roundabout way getting her to wanting to do it, but I think she still has that hesitation there. So I think maybe just going through like what you just said, we're not salesmen. If you don't want to ask that acquaintance, then don't ask that acquaintance. Right. Let's just work with the next 30 closest people that you regularly maybe chat with on Facebook through commenting or whatever. If it doesn't work out in 3 months, hey, at least for 3 months, you've got a little bit of income to help, go on a couple dates and get some pretty nails.
You got products at a discount, and you got, I always say you really have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Right now, the cost of the kit, obviously what you're getting, even at the $135 price, they're getting $350 worth of value of stuff into that. So in the end, there's still money ahead. So why not at least give it a try? Because, what happened? I always say, well, what happens if you would be super successful? Wouldn't and you missed out on this opportunity and this way to totally change your life? Wouldn't you be really sad about that? So that's why let's just try it for the 3 months to 6 months, and then we'll kind of evaluate it. And we're going to work hand in hand together to get you to be a success. And I always say, I'm going to work with you to be as successful as you want to be.
Well, I like that.
So that is my go-to line all the time, because because I'll say some people, want to do maybe the only 1 or 2 shows a month. Some way do 6. I'm going to meet you where you are wanting to be. So I usually do tell them that, because I don't want that person that says, well, I only want to do 1 or 2 shows a month, that they think, okay, now I'm going to join, and now I'm going to be this pressure person saying, okay, let's go. And I take that I take that right off the beginning and saying, I'm not going to be that pressure person. I'm going to meet you where you want to be, and I'm going to help train you to where you want to be as successful as you want to be.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we kind of did, well, I mean, the other one is we kind of did, and we can do this. I'm new in the area and don't know anyone. We want to do that one?
Yes.
Okay. Who wants to do what?
I'll be the customer, or the...
You're going to be the person looking at becoming a consultant?
Yeah.
Okay, Bonnie, it's going to be you. You're going to be the sponsor.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Come on, you can do it, girl. Okay,
Okay.
Kayla, you're new to the area and don't know anyone.
So Bonnie, I really, really want to be a consultant. I'm just super nervous because we just moved into this house like 3 months ago. I don't even know my next door neighbors. I know no one right now.
Oh, I understand that. I moved out here and I didn't know a soul, and I couldn't figure out how I was going to do it. Well, thankfully I have kids. And do you have kids?
I do.
Oh, that's great, because then you get to meet friends through their friends. You get to meet other women, and it's beautiful with LeBri, because with LeBri, you're going to start meeting lots of new people, and it's so easy to talk to people and show them, I'm just trying to think of how I would say this. With LeBri, it's going to help you meet new people. I'm trying to think of how to word that.
But I don't know how I would meet new people, because my kids aren't in school yet. We're just kind of home. So, I mean, unless you go to like a park.
Well, right. You go to the park, you go to the store, you go to doctor's offices. There's a lot of opportunity to meet new people. And with LeBri, it's kind of nice because we give you samples you can hand out to people, because it's a wonderful skincare line. And I'm not saying it right. I'm just trying to think of how I would say this.
That's okay. You're doing fine.
Yeah. That's why we're doing the role play, right?
That's why we're doing the role play. Absolutely.
So, like, if I did want to do this, what could I do? Like vendor events, maybe? Like, I'm thinking maybe bridal shows or craft events, because I know that this town likes to do a lot of craft events.
Yes, you could do that, and then you'll probably meet neighbors there too.
But do I have to carry all that inventory?
Yes. No, there's no inventory whatsoever.
Awesome. Well, then I think I could maybe think about doing it. It would be a good way to meet new people, especially if I'm maybe doing a vendor event a month. It'll at least get my name out there. And if they're supplying you with samples, I suppose I could just hand some samples out too.
That's true.
Okay, so here are some suggestions I would have for the person that's new to the area and doesn't know anybody. So, let me.
First would probably be a party.
So first of all, I would go where to say like, Kayla, okay, so where did you move from? I mean, if I want to find out, did she move like an hour from away, or is she in a different state moving?
I moved an hour and 10 minutes away.
Okay, so now that's a much different scenario. So if she's only an hour and 10 minutes away, then I would say, okay, do you have a close friend that, back there that, you could call and saying, hey, Susie, I'm really excited. Became part of this natural aloe-based skincare. You're just one of the first people I'm so excited to share this product with. What I was wondering, and I'm really hoping, because I can help earn you hundreds of dollars of discounted products. I'd love to come up, because obviously, I move. Can we pick a date that I would come up and we can kind of like have some of your friends, my friends from the area, as a gathering, go do the gathering there. Or maybe Kayla's got a relative that's back there. Call up her relative saying, hey, try to, get them to be a hostess. Another thing I would try to do would say, let's do a Facebook thing. The other thing I would do, and I have done this even with consultants that have joined another thing, we have to remember, we have got Zoom people or how are you going to do a face-to-face? Just say, hey, no problem. I'll come over to your house. Let's do a little demo. We're going to send, and you can have, say, Kayla, do you have your sister that lives an hour away? Oh yeah. Have her invite the people to her sister's house, send them samples. And now you're talking through how to do the skincare with them trying them a distance away. Does that make sense?
So it goes back to still knowing people outside of your area.
Right. So you can still, so she can still do it. An hour and 10 minutes is not too far to drive to do the show. But if she
you would be surprised. Like,
well, and that's
friends to my house. Like when we did my debut at your house, it was fine. But if I would have invited them to come to my house, to drive through 3 counties from Ozaki and then go through Washington and come to Dodge County an hour away,
right.
They will not do it. But they'll come up
They
with
won't even come from town out here.
What?
They won't even come from in town out to my house. So.
Well, and another great thing would be, well, this is a great opportunity for you to meet your neighbors. So then I would find out, are you living in an apartment? Are you living in a subdivision? Are you out in the country? I mean, I guess I kind of like start trying to find out, where is she living?
Yeah, so I do ask questions like that, because this is very relatable to me, because it wasn't very long after I quit my job, I only knew people in this area from whatever job I was at before I had Ava. And then after I had Ava, I only lived in Beaver Dam for 2 years or 3 years before Ava came along or whatever. And I didn't know anybody. I knew like 2 people. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, I know all these people who come to the races here in Beaver Dam in the summer. Okay, so yeah, maybe they're not in Beaver Dam, but then I started looking at what kind of groups or activities are there, like as far as craft events or women expos.
Yeah.
I do a women's spa night once a year. It's a free night. Once a month, they do a ladies' night at the golf course that's put on by one of the OBGYNs in our community and a bank. And every month they do something different. So I even just joined that and started going to the other events just to meet people and then kind of get to know them. And after the 3rd or 4th month of getting to consistently see them, say, by the way, what do you do for a living? And then I would say, oh, well, I, work with a natural skincare company, and I would sample then from there or ask for a booking.
Right. And you could do Bonnie like you did, even though you have lived, you could say, hey, this is a great time for you maybe to meet some of your new neighbors. Maybe, go out and about, take a plate of cookies and give them, give it some cookies and saying, hey, I'm having this little girls gathering on Saturday morning to help me meet some of the new neighbors. Do you think you could come? I decided we can do facials. I mean, I would say it's a great opportunity to get out and go meet them. So I think we need to learn to have a couple different options in our heads available. Go out and meet your neighbors, do the, obviously you're going to start, like you said, Bonnie, the banker, the grocery check, maybe the person at the post office. I mean, different people that you're going to start making a relationship with in the beginning. You could find if she didn't move far away, going back, if it wasn't too far of a drive for her to go drive back. You could offer the whole, Zoom or, FaceTime or Skyping. I mean, those parties are all very doable. We still have Facebook. We can do catalog. I mean, so there's still a lot of options out there for somebody that doesn't know anybody and that's new to the area.
Okay.
Perfect. How about is this a pyramid scheme? Are you guys good with that one, or?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay.
I do not want to be the consultant on this, I'll be honest.
All right. Bonnie, you want to be the consultant, or you want me to be the consultant?
You can be the
Either way.
consultant.
Yeah.
I'm being the consultant?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you're on you're asking, is this a pyramid scheme? Is that your thing, Kayla?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to be part of a pyramid scheme.
Oh my goodness. Do you know that pyramid schemes are illegal?
Yeah, but there's still companies that do it.
Okay, well, so first of all, LeBri is part of a multi-level marketing plan, which is very different. So in the pyramid schemes, how it works is there is a person like at the top, and they get people to join, and the person at the top is always at the top, but they're continually getting people to contribute money to join the company. So it's really a way for that top person to just earn a lot of money by them contributing, and those other people are never going to be able to go above that person. And a lot of times in pyramid schemes, there's really no products that are being sold. It's just exchanges of the money of somebody joining. So that is really what. But LeBri is a direct sale company, which really eliminates that. The thing that I love about it is that, we can choose to be as successful as we want. We get, and there's no ceiling that we can't bust through. And I think that is really a huge thing. It really helps the multi-level marketing, direct sales. It really helps you be your own boss, get you a chance to be financially free. I can choose to work how much or how little I want to do. So what do you know? I mean, so your hesitation, so what do you know about pyramid schemes that you're concerned about?
Basically just what you were saying. I guess, I don't know, everybody just, I think, assumes that all direct sales are pyramid schemes.
Yeah.
That you're just investing all this money and you're not even seeing a return on it. And I don't want to just be making somebody else money. I want to be making money myself.
Well, and I think I think the great news I love about LeBri is there are other companies out there too that so say Kayla, that you would become a consultant. There are some companies that actually would pay me money when you became a consultant under me. And so their whole goal is just signing people up.
Yeah, and that's what
they're making money.
Because I don't want to recruit anybody.
Right, and that's what I love about LeBri is there is not a payment to me when, say, for example, when you join, it's not like LeBri sends me a $50 check. That's not what it's about. So my whole goal is to help train you and work by your side to get you to be as successful as you want to be. And I think that is the big difference. It's about sharing and caring and helping to make you successful versus, hey, you just become a consultant so I can make my $50 and I'm going to move on. And I'm not going to be here to train you and help you.
But let's say I did start recruiting people. You're going to make money off of them too. So how is that not a pyramid scheme?
Well, yes, I am going to make a very little residual money off of them. I agree with that. But part of that is also because I am going to be the person helping you work with them to train them. This is not going to be your sole responsibility. You've decided that somebody, you find somebody that wants to become a consultant. I find a lot of times, especially being new, you're going to get like, oh my gosh, or freak out that I don't even know enough myself. How am I going to train this person? Well, I want to tell you, that's not what your role is going to be. I'm going to be the trainer. So that's kind of where, where part of that real little residual income is coming from is in essence a payment on that, but that is really not the sole reason of why I want people to become a consultant. I want them to become a consultant because they can see how the financial money that they're going to earn is going to help change and make a difference in your life. And for me, that is the most important thing. And there's no money I could earn that could reward me for that.
Okay. I just was worried that it was going to be you just benefiting more than me off of my hard work.
Well, and let's be honest, I'm not going to make a cent unless you make a cent. So, and I think that's the beauty of this too, is, that's why we're going to partner together, is to help you make money.
Okay. I like that. I don't get a lot of the pyramid scheme things. I'll be honest, I don't.
I still get them here and there.
Typically, the only time I get pyramid scheme ones are when I do, when I get the ones that say they need to talk to their husband because they're just not on board with doing direct sale anything.
Yeah.
Then usually when I call back and I ask them to do me on speakerphone, or sometimes I've even actually used Facebook video chat to do our meeting if they live further away. Otherwise, I'll meet up with them or talk to him at her debut show, because some of the women I get, they'll say, you know what? Even though we're married, it's my money and it's my bank account and I'll do what I want with my time. And so they're very strong-willed on their own.
Yeah.
But then that's usually the first question the husband says is, I'm just not on board with pyramid schemes.
Yeah. Yeah. And our first thing is we've got to make sure that they understand that pyramid schemes are illegal.
Well, and I don't know whether the husbands... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I don't know why, but a lot of husbands do think it's pyramids.
Right.
Was that all in their business line? I don't know, because...
Well, there are a lot of the past direct sales, multi-level market, or direct sale companies were, in fact, pyramid companies.
Right, like Amway. And
like Amway, exactly. And so, they just think, okay, Amway was that way, so therefore everybody has to be that way. So, and that's why maybe the question, the great question is to the husband, then what is your understanding of a pyramid scheme? Because sometimes they don't really know what a pyramid scheme is.
Right. I see the beauty with me is if people say pyramid scheme, I'm going to be like, no. I've had a girl underneath me that I signed up and she is above me now. If it was a pyramid thing, she would not be above me.
Right.
So,
yeah.
People move up.
I want to say above you. She has promoted ahead of you.
Promoted ahead of you.
I feel like when you say above you, she's better than you. And she's not better than you. You all above you. She just promoted faster than you.
Right.
Right.
So I liked some of your verbiage that you used. One of the things I always like to say is, if you think it's a pyramid scheme, if you look at any company out there, really, every company is a pyramid scheme. Then Walmart would be, McDonald's would be, because you have your managers. You got
the owner of the company who's making all the money, and everybody underneath, right?
Yeah, and the only difference would be them saying, if you want to work here, you got to pay me $50 or something, or whatever. And you'll get a finder's fee for new people. But I just don't understand, when we say even I've had people say, when we have the multi-level marketing, they say, well, that is in the form of a pyramid. And then
really?
I just say it might look in the form of a pyramid, because if you look at Gina's a prime example. She started 19 years ago.
Yeah.
Then Gina recruited Diane Klopp.
Yeah.
And then Diane Klopp recruited
CJ.
you,
Well, she
CJ,
recruited CJ, who recruited
right.
me. Yeah.
And all these other people, she, recruited, 5, 6, 10, whatever, 18 executive managers. Then they all, recruited people, and then those recruits recruited. So if you look at her, she's 50 rows deep.
Yeah. Right. And so from that perspective,
again, she provides a lot of training that is open to all of us.
Right.
That LeBri does not pay for,
right,
except through that little bit of residual income.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, we're not paying her for it.
And she's making herself available to, no matter if you're her, obviously you wouldn't say this to the person, but if she's somebody who personally sponsored, or like you said, if she's somebody 16 lines underneath her, she's still accessible in some form to that person if they want some more training from her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I always say, but the great thing is what makes, a direct sale business much more, because it's like when you talk about somebody that owns, and I said, I'm like, yeah. So when I worked my full-time job, I went to work every single day. I earned the same salary if I worked excessively hard or I did absolutely nothing. And all I did all day, my goal was to make the owner money. And I said, but in a direct sale business, I'm able to control how much. So if I only work a little, I'm probably only going to make a little money. If I decide to put a lot of effort in, I'm going to make more money, and I can control how much my income is going to increase. So to me, I'd rather be in control of how much I want to increase versus at the mercy of if I'm going to get a raise every year or not, or if I'm going to get a 2% or a 3% or nothing. I can give myself, in fact, I can give myself a 20% increase if I really, decide to devote a little more time to my business. How exciting is that? So I think, like you mentioned about relating it to a actual, if you look at it, every company, you're right. Walmart, how can that, or look at some of the fast food restaurants that you have to buy a chain to, like say Dairy Queen, for example, they're all, they're a top, but then in order to start one, you have to buy the rights to your Dairy Queen or whatever, but still that person above is still always making money. So everything, basically, isn't everything out there? Somebody's getting some money from something that you're doing.
Our government is getting money from all of us.
Yeah. So
for us working, we're paying them.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think I just, really coming across that pyramids are legal, trying to get them to tell you what their understanding of what a pyramid is. And then trying to explain how that is not how LeBri works or how a direct sales company works.
And again, if you're still struggling with explaining that it's not a pyramid scheme, that's when I would say, maybe I'm just not, maybe we're just not understanding each other. I would love to do a 3-way chat with somebody else with the company of LeBri so they can help explain a little better than I can how we're not a pyramid scheme. And that's where a 3-way call would come in.
Yeah.
Great.
And let's, find out, are you available tomorrow or Tuesday, which would be a better day to try to schedule that call? Yeah, hands down. Yeah.
Well, I might lose you guys here shortly because my battery's dying.
Yep.
I hope I'm not.
That was the last of the 7, so we got through them all. So yahoo. Okay. I just think, the more we keep practicing, get comfortable with it, and like Kayla says, if we're still in the hesitant, then really go with, what, I really think it'd be a great idea to talk with another girl that I work with that's successful in LeBri. Are you what time tomorrow, either tomorrow or Tuesday, are you available that we can I can connect and do a call with you?
Okay.
I think that's always the best way out. Perfect. All right, girls. We got
All right. Well, you have a great night.
3 more days to sponsor with the kids, so let's go get them.
All
right.
right.
All right. Good night, guys.
So
Oh, what?
good night.
Good night.